Hello, we have Tracy today to help us with our class. Standing up nice and tall, feet are apart, hip width not too wide, so you don't feel like we're standing in a nice giant stance, nice and close to each other, under the hips, shoulders staying open, arching rolling forward, chin is slightly in, get that length out the back of the neck. Not going to move yet, we're still filling up our lungs, so nice deep inhale, keep that chest to expand, and as you exhale, feel those ribs closing in, muscles around those ribs closing in. And again, deep inhale and exhale out. And again, last three in, nice and smooth, and exhale out. Look, two left, deep inhale, nice and smooth in, and exhale out. And last one, deep inhale and exhale. We're talking a bit of motion to the side of the spine now, head falls over to the left, arm raises down as well. Tipping over to the left, stretching out from the base of this, or the top of this right hip, up along those ribs, weight on the left side. Left arm is hanging loose, out that neck. 3, 2, 1, slowly up. Over to the other side, head falls over, arm dragging us down, weight goes to the side. On the right foot, getting that shoulder to stay back so nothing's pulling into the top of that neck too much. 2, 1, and slowly up. Last one, each way, head tips over, just mobilizing that spine. Getting that rotation, head tipping over, all the way to the side, left arm's nice and heavy, curving out, weight and shifted a bit to the left foot. 3, 2, 1, and slowly up. Head tips over to the right, heavy through the shoulder, weight on the right foot, keeping the weight onto the right for 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly up. Right arm up towards the ceiling, and we tip over to the left, getting a bit more weight now on that left side. Left arm dangling, keeping it nice and loose. Hips stay square, so no rotation in the hips. They don't get to spin either way. Weight on the left, 2, 1, and up. Lower the right arm, left arm goes high. And we're tipping over to the right side. Weight shifting onto that right foot, opening up those ribs. Keep that length out, that spine. 3, 2, 1, and slowly up. Good, now last one, each way. Right arm goes up. We tip it over to the left side. Weight on that left foot, arm dangling, nice and heavy. Feel like this is loose, nothing holding on too much into the neck. 3, 2, 1, up. Keep that arm there. Left arm comes up and grabs the right wrist. And you pull a little bit with the left arm, a bit more to get the shoulder blade to glide up that rib cage, opening up those ribs. 3, 2, 1, unhook that arm first, and then we stand up nice and tall. Good, lower the arm, left arm goes up, tipping over to the right, opening up those ribs. Feel the breath is through it, nice and calm, just keeping it there. Feel that stretch, opening up those ribs. 2, 1, right arm grabs the left wrist, and a bit of a pull, opening up those ribs. Weight stays on the right foot. Keep it there. One nice heavy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and unhook the bottom arm, and standing up, nice and tall, lower down. I'm going to start curving that spine to the front. Deep inhale, arms still stay loose, and we tuck that chin, melting forward, breaking your spine up into its little pieces. Weight's nice and heavy into the toes. Feel like you're leaning into it, nice and heavy out the shoulders, hanging quite deep into it. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly restack up. Keep that chin in, so restack, rebuild from the base of that spine. At the top, we open up those shoulders, chin is still in, but there is length out the back of that neck. And we tuck the chin, curving forward, getting the weight in front, hanging forward into the toes. So feel like we're melting down towards the ground, nice and relaxed, weight in the toes. Leaning forward, 2, 1, now pushing those hips slightly forward while we retract in the back. Muscles along the back are working, drawing up, chin stays in, opening up the chest. Good. And again, deep inhale, tuck the chin, curving forward, nice roll into it. Weights in the front of those feet, keep it heavy. Hanging into those feet for 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly restacking up, nice and tall, all the way, shoulders staying open. And our last one, deep inhale and tuck the chin, curving forward, getting the weight in front, weight into the toes, knees stay nice and soft, hanging into the feet for a nice 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly restacking up. Slowly pulling along that back, nice and smooth, shoulders open. Now we've got one more lift, and stretch a bit longer at the bottom, in and tuck that chin, curving forward, getting the weight nicely in front, melting down, keeping the weight heavy, hanging into those toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and grab those shins, grabbing the shins, let's straighten that left leg, get that right leg to bend a little bit more, so there is a change in the hip height. Now pull that hamstring on that left side a little bit more, really getting a nice stretch there. Hold for 2, 1, and let's switch legs. Other leg straighten, so the right leg is to straighten now, this left leg bends a bit more, so the hips change their height at the back, so that hip bones get to change height, which we stretch out the back as well. 2, 1, switching over, so the left leg straightens, right leg bends, keeping that pressure still a bit into the front of the feet though, so you are leaning a little bit forward, not all the way to shift it to the back, and switching over, right leg straightens, left leg is bent, keeping the weight slightly forward, heels nice and relaxed, and pulling it from the back of those hamstrings. 2, 1, last one each way, and switching over, keeping that pull, weight still a little bit into the toes, so we are leaning a tad forward. 2, 1, and switching over, straightening the other leg, weight still on the feet. 4, 3, 2, 1, let's bend both legs. Last 2, we're going to straighten both legs at the same time, still holding on to the legs either below the knee or near the shin, whichever is close or more comfortable, but you want to get that stretch, want to feel that pull, and bend both legs. Last one, and straighten both legs, get that double stretch for 4, 3, 2, 1, and bend both legs, let go of the feet, and slowly restacking that spine all the way up. Nice and smooth, nice and tall, and the top shoulders are low, and they're opening up that chest. We're crossing those arms folded in front of us. We don't want to be too high, so we don't feel like there's anything activating the top of those traps, going to the neck, so elbows a little bit lower, just in line, that the top of the hand is just below the height of the shoulder. And we're going to start twisting from the midsection. Knees and hips don't get to move, we don't want anything to change there. We're twisting not too far over to the left side. See Tracy moving from the midsection near those ribs, those obliques get to do a bit of a pull. We will all feel a bit of a stretch on the other side to begin with, and then back to center. So nice controlled movements and splitting across. Now as Tracy's going across to either side, you'll see that none of her shoulders pop up. So this doesn't go up, the opposite side doesn't go up. This is also being pulled down towards those hips and back to center. Returning each nice and smooth over to the left. Again, from that midsection, arms are still nice and relaxed. Head comes along, we're not over talking, and back to center. Now we turn over to the right, and you'll see your head stays nicely in the center of the arms, keeping that eye line. It doesn't stay looking forward, it moves with the top half of the torso, and back to the middle. And over to the left, get that rotation, good, nice and smooth. Keep it there, 2, 1, and back to the middle. Last one, and nice and easy over to the right. Keeping that twist, and keep it there for 3, 2, 1. Now we're not going to stop in the middle. We're going to do a nice smooth rotation all the way to the left. All the way to the left, very good. And now again, back to the right. Feel the twist from the midsection, keeping the hip bone back. And twist across, all the way to the left, very nice. And twist across, all the way, keeping that spinning twist. And over to the left, keeping those hips square. And across to the right, nice and even, 2, 1, and moving across, over to the left, hip staying square, 2, 1, and across, keeping that rotation, 3, 2, 1, and moving across to the left, hip stay square, 2, 1, last one, nice and smooth, moving across, and back to the center, and lower down. Good. We're going to start working our hips a little bit now. This is a bit of a balance, so it's quite a lot of work for the foot to do and the ankle. We're going to try and keep this whole series alive. We're going to shift our weight to our right leg, and our left knee is going to come up to tabletop. Now we're keeping that knee up and in the bench shape as much as we can. If balance is becoming an issue and you find that your foot keeps going to the floor, do get near a wall so that you can hold onto something. We're not going to hold onto it, just a hand on the wall just to help with that balance part. Or a couch, if you need something that you can touch, just so that you have that stability. If you don't want to try that, or if you feel your balance is strong enough, you don't need it. Now we're going to keep that leg bent in that L shape. And this leg is going to move in the hip behind. So this leg stays in the bent shape, but we move it just in that hip socket. And then we bring that left leg back up to tabletop again. And moving it back inside that hip. Very nice. And leg comes up. very good. Now those hips stay square, right foot working hard, right hip socket that's doing the standing for us, also going to work as we move through the series. And let's move that leg back behind and up, and move that leg back. Nice pressure through the hip. Good, doing well. Last 3 up and back, 2 left, and leg comes up. And moving it back inside the hip and keeping everything else stable. Hips don't move, and leg comes up and back behind us. And let's go back to that front position. Knee still as nice as high as the hip. Now we're opening up this hip to the side, so feel like the knee's going outwards. Now we don't want to feel like the foot is being left behind and we're just rotating. You see the foot is not staying in the center of the body and the knee's gone out. This whole leg moves inside the hip and back to center. So almost like we're opening up a door and then we're closing it again. So this hip is now the hinge that we're working with. And back to center. Right leg's still going to work, especially at the top of that hip. And bring that knee in front. If you're having trouble with the balance as well, look at the point in front of you, a small point, focus on it. Don't deviate your eyes are going to help you with that balance. And open to the side, that's going to keep everything kind of locked in. Also squeezing these glutes together so that this pelvis becomes a solid object, doesn't get you veer left or right. Back to center, last 2, open to the left and center, and last 1, back to the center, or out on the side, and back to the center. Now keeping that knee up, this leg is also going to get tight. We're going to bend that right leg, we're just breaking it at that knee, keep that back nice and straight, hips over that ankle, and then we straighten up. And we bend up. Don't let that leg start to drop. Don't let that left knee get lower. It stays up. And we bend that right. And extend up. Good work. Last 4. And up. 3 to go. Bend. Get that left knee higher and up. Last 2. Bend. And straighten. And last 1. Bend knee. And keep the last one for 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten up. Lower that left leg to the ground. Should be a lot of work on that standing leg. That right hip's going to do a lot of work. Same with the hip flexor that's keeping up that leg. Going to burn a bit there. Same sequence, just on the opposite side now. So we shift the weight, gliding those hips across to the left side. Right knee comes up. Now keeping it in that right or that bench shape. Foot doesn't come too close to us. Just a nice loose foot. We're going to move this leg inside this hip socket. Move that foot behind us. Don't want to move it too far that we arch our back. And still holding onto those ribs. And lift. And back. And lifting that knee nicely up. Do that hip, doing well, and pressing back. And knee comes up. And pressing back. And knee comes up. And presses that foot back. And knee comes high. Very good. And presses knee, that leg back. And up. Good work through it. And press. And up. And last 5 and lift, 4 to go, and pressing back and up. Last 3, move that leg nicely back inside the hip and up. Last 2, and leg goes back and up. And last 1, move that leg back, good, and knee comes up to your body and left leg still holding on onto that left hip. Move that right knee onto the side along with that foot, keeping it back nice and square, and back to center. Open that leg up to the side, and back to center, and open to the side, and back to center, very good, and open to the side, and center, very nice, and open, and center, so we're opening up on the side, glutes working hard, and back to middle, last 3, open, and center, 2 left, open, and middle, and last 1, open to the side, and back to center, keep that knee up. Now we're going to bend that left leg that we've been standing on, bend that left leg, almost like you're sliding that back down the wall and standing up. A lot of work from those knee stabilizers, and slowly down and up. Good pressure through it, and bend that leg and straighten up. And last 3, and extend, very good. 2, and reaching up, and last 1. Hold that last bend for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straightening up. And lower that right leg down. Very good. I'll stretch you. Turn and face the window, just so you can see the shape you're going to get it next. So you're going to extend your arms out in front of her, just to provide a little bit of balance. And when the arms are there, they are alive, they're not just hanging flipsy or flopsy. They're nice and extended out the shoulders, nothing in the neck. Keep those hands together. Don't have too many starfish hands, just nice and extended. Feel like you are reaching out. This is more for balance as well. She's going to keep her knees slightly softened, move the weight to the toes, and lift up both heels and get working into those calves. Now we want to find a bit of balance. Now we're only dedicating our balance on our toes. Previously our whole foot could work and the toes could work a little bit harder. Keep those heels up. Now the toes are going to work on their own. Nothing to work with helping the foot. And lifting up, keep those heels up. And lower down. Getting a nice serious feel, warming up these ankles. And lower down. Now we don't want to add too much curve to the back, so do feel like those abs are holding onto those ribs. And lower down, arms are still extending out. As we lift, keep the weight on the toes, and lower, lift, keep those heels high, and lower down. And we'll do 4 more, and reach, and lower. Last 3, and lift those heels up, and lower down. 2 to go, lift, and lower. Last 1, lift those heels up. Keep those heels there now, so the heels are going to hold, or the calves are going to hold onto those heels for the duration now. We're going to add a bit of quad work as well, so bending those knees till we get about halfway down. We're going to have that back slide down that wall, so our heels and our shoulders are still in line, and then we straighten those legs up, keep those heels off throughout. A lot of quad and knee flexors or stabilizers are going to work here, and we bend those knees once again, slide that back down that wall. Toes are going to have to work hard. 3, 2, 1, and standing up. A lot of work for the feet as well, and let's bend those knees. Now when we get to the bottom, I want to feel like the height I started with my heels. When I get down, I don't let them drop. We don't want those heels to drop, so they still stay up. Just a lot of work for those feet, and stand up. And lower those hips down, and straightening up. A lot of work in the quads, and let's drop those hips down, and straighten up. Nice work, and bend, and extend up. Good work through those hips, and lower down, and straighten. And last 3, drop, and extend, 2 left, bend, and straighten, and last 1, and bend, keep it there, now hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and standing up, lower the heels, lower those arms. Good, now we've done a bit of work up, let's stretch those feet out a bit, toes go down towards the floor, a little bit of stretching on the top of that shin, top of that ankle. Feel the weight nice and balanced over those toes. Keep it over those feet. 3, 2, 1. Let's switch over. Other foot gets a turn. Pressure into the toes. Flexing the top of that foot. 4, 3, 2, 1. And switching over. Nice pressure into the toes. Feeling that pull to the front of the shin. 4, 3, 2, 1. And switching over, stretching out the top of the foot. Nice, a little weight onto that foot, so you do feel that pull from the front of that foot. Don't feel like we're just resting it on, there is weight into that leg. And change over, last 1 each way. Nice pressure into it, heavy into that foot. Nice and relaxed. 4, 3, 2, 1, and switching over. Good change to it, pressure into the toe. Keep that weight heavy into those feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax that foot. Good. I'll stretch the walk forward, sit down for me, line your back, the legs are going to be bent. Good. Feet are slightly apart. We want to have a good alignment, so again, the feet are in line with each other. So the knees are in line, in turn the hips will then in line, and the shoulders will not deviate. So it's nice, straight posture. Palms this time are going to be facing down, so you can get a little bit of activation in the back of the shoulders. So with those arms, feel like you are pushing the ground away from you a little bit, but nothing changes in the back or the hips. It's just activation at the back of those shoulders. Chin is slightly in, so there is that length out the back of the neck. We do a couple of warm-up pelvic curls and then get to those single legs. And we flatten that lower back first, get those glutes and those hamstrings to start lifting up, getting that height nice and smooth. So letting you're peeling off a sticker from the ground or lifting a chain, every link is coming off at a separate time. It's not all lifting as a giant plank. And now we would release it and go slowly down, almost like we're lowering into water from the chest all the way to the hips. And again, peeling off, flatten that lower back, glutes and hamstrings now pulling us towards our ankles, so we're getting that height. Never go too high. How do I know if I go too high? I'm going to start arching my back into it, and my ribs are going to feel like they're poking through my skin now. I want to keep that all locked in so those abs can hold onto those ribs, protecting that back. And we slowly go down. Nice smooth descent. Nice smooth roll as well. Heavy just dropping into the pelvis, back into that mat. Last two, flat nose, lower back and lifting up, peeling off, watching our knees. There's a tendency for knees to start doing their own kind of thing. We want to try and avoid that, keeping them nice and square, staying at the heart, glute and hamstrings working hard. 3, 2, 1, and slowly descending down, lowering that spine all the way into the mat, one vertebra at a time. And last one, flatten that lower back, peeling off, heavy through the feet. Keep those glutes up. And keep that height for 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lowering down. Very good. Now we're going to keep the hips in that neutral position. We're going to lift that left leg up to tabletop. That left leg comes up, and that leg's going to stay up throughout. We're going to do the same thing, quite a longer series with one leg only. So when we start working into one leg, this hip has to work a lot. There's a tendency for the hips to lose their height, especially on the side that the leg is off the ground. We're going to work really hard with those obliques to keep that hip nice and square. That glute on that side, on the right side here, is going to work quite hard. Flatten that lower back as we did before, and we're peeling that hip up, lifting that pelvis up. Right leg needs to work hard. 3, 2, 1, and slowly lowering down. It's going to pull all the way up into the base of that glute with that hamstring, and slowly lifting up. Get those hips up. Glutes and hamstrings holding on. Keep the height. 3, 2, 1, and slowly imprinting back into the mat. Foot is nice and heavy, and flatten that lower back, peeling off. Get those hips up. Glutes holding on. Hamstrings holding on. 3, 2, 1, and slowly imprinting into the base. Good. And flatten that lower back, peeling off. Get those hips up. Glutes are working. 3, 2, 1, and slowly lowering down. Good. Let's do 4 more. And flatten that lower back, peeling off. Get those hips up. Glutes holding on, working hard on that right leg, and slowly lowering down into the base. Last 3. Flatten, peeling off. Right leg's doing a good job there. 3, 2, 1, and slowly down. 2 on its way, and peeling off. Keep those hips up, heavy in that foot. Glutes holding on, hamstring holding on. 3, 2, 1, and slowly lowering down. Last one, and peeling off. Get those hips high. Glutes holding on, hamstrings holding on for 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lowering down, working with that leg, then lower that left leg to the ground. Same sequence now, just on the other leg. One leg may feel stronger than the other, a bit more coordinated. So one leg might be, you're getting that movement nicely, other leg is a bit working around, things aren't working as well. We need to then just do a bit more on the side, just to practice, but as you do more of these, this body will start to learn and understand how to do it better. Right leg comes up to tabletop, keeping that knee always nicely above the hip. So when we lift up, the knee doesn't have to carry on being straight, it can come with that shape in the hip. And we flatten that lower back, peeling off, getting those hips up, keeping them square, so don't want the right hip to feel like it's sagging down towards the floor. I'm lifting it up, left leg's going to work hard, hamstring as well, slowly lowering down, imprinting that spine into the mat. Nice work doing it. Again, flatten that lower back, peeling off, get those hips up, heavy in that foot, glute holding on. 3, 2, 1, and we slowly going down. Very nice. Again, flatten that lower back, peeling off, get those hips up, left leg's working hard, shoulders, we're pushing those hands into the ground a little bit to open up that back, and slowly lowering down nicely through that spine. And again, flatten that lower back, peeling off, get those hips up, glutes holding on. 2, 1, and slowly down. Very nice. Left leg's going to work hard on the side. Flatten that lower back and peeling off. Get those hips up. Glutes holding on. 3, 2, 1, and slowly lowering down. Let's do 4 more. And flatten that lower back, peeling off. Heavy in that foot. Left glute's going to work hard. Need those muscles in the left leg to work as well. Make cramp as well. And slowly lower down. Very nice. Keeping those hips square as they almost lock into the ground. Last 3. Flatten that lower back, peeling off. Get those hips up, glutes working. 3, 2, 1, and slowly down. Very nice. Last 2. Flatten that lower back, peeling off those hips. Left leg's working hard, pulling ourselves towards that foot. 3, 2, 1, and slowly back down. Last one. Lifting up, peeling off. Get those hips high. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lowering down. Lower that right leg to the floor. Now we're going to do single legs again, same lift, but we're going to keep it at the top a little bit, and we're going to get that bent leg that's up doing nothing It shows a bit what it can do. We want to keep that height. Now, as that leg gets fatigued, the leg that was stabilizing on, things want to falter. So every one that you bring back, basically resetting, try and square up those hips again. Really get those legs to work. The muscles are going to not like it. We're going to try and push them. Left leg up to tabletop. Left leg up to tabletop. Give the other leg a rest. Let's flatten that lower back and peel off. Now we're going to keep that height. Ribs are tucked in. Left leg extends to 45. And back in. So moving a lot of weight away from the center of the body to where the legs need to work harder. And back in. And extend out. And back. Very good. Let's do our last 4. Press. And in. 3. And back. 2. And back. And 1. Get that extension. Bring that leg in. And lower all the way down. Then we could have lowered the leg. Either way, it doesn't matter as long as we recover. So right leg up to tabletop, and let's peel off those hips, lifting them up, nice and tall. Get that height first, lock it in, right leg's turn, extending it out to 45, back in, reaching away, and back in, nice and stable, good, press, and in, 4 left, pressing out, back, 3, and back, 2, back, and last, 1, and back, lower the hips first, all the way down, mounting to the ground, and the right leg touches the floor. Very good. We're going to roll onto our side now. Bottom arms extended, almost like it's creating a pillow shape for us. Bottom leg is going to be bent so that the knees in front of us. Good. Top leg is going to match the bottom leg this time. So it's going to be almost like we're just lying on our side. Knees are nicely stacked. We don't want to have this hip, the bottom hip or the top hip rolling forward. We want to keep that little gap under the ribs so there's a nice straight spine. So it's head, spine and hips, not that the spine drops in between. Keeping that nice shape. We're going to lift this left knee and left foot off the ground. We're going to keep that up. So this leg's going to work a little bit into this left glute here. And we're going to straighten that leg away. So straighten this leg. Good. Almost like you're pushing something away from you. Then you bend that leg in. So the weight's going to be in front. So the hip's going to have to work the whole time to keep this leg up. Legs may get heavy, that's fine. Let's straighten. And back in. And straighten out. And bring that knee to the front. Knee on top, good. Almost like a mirror image at the bottom. So they're matching each other perfectly. And bring that top leg in. And extend it away. And back. Good pressure through it. Extend out. And back. And pressing out. Long length out the hip. And back. Let's do 4 more. And press. And back. 3 left and extend, and back, 2 on its way and pressing out, and back, and last 1, extend, and bring that leg back in, and lower it down. Good. We'll do the same sequence now. We're going to change the position of the foot a little bit. So now, when we started, the foot was pointing, we're pushing away. We're now going to flex that foot, so we're leading with the heel. So when we push, we almost feel like our heel is doing the leading for us. Lifting up that left leg once again, flex that foot. Good, and now press that leg away. Nice and in line with the body. And bring that leg back in. Don't need the foot to go any higher than the body height. It can stay at that nice same plane. As you press away, heel leads the way. Yes! And back in. And extend, press that left leg out. And back in. Very good. Working through that hip. Doing it well. Pressing it out. And back in. And extend. Press that hip away. And in. Good work through it. And pressing out. And back, and pushing out of it, and back, good work, and press, push that box, and back in, last 4, and back, 3 left, and extend, and in, and last 3, and back, and last 2, and back in, and last 1, press, and bring that leg back in, and lower that leg down. Good. We've got one last variation. This is going to be the same press, but we're going to add a simultaneous rotation. So it's almost an external rotation. So your legs, the glute uses, or its mechanics is that it rotates your legs out to the side. So that tendency it has now, we're going to increase. We're going to help motivate. The top leg's going to lift for me. We're going to lead with the heel once again. So flex the foot. And as we straighten this leg, there's a simultaneous spin. So almost like your foot's facing forward now. Now you won't get you a massive rotation. If you over rotate this leg, you're going to have this hip falling back. So now the foot's nice and square, it's pointing up, but this hip position is completely incorrect. So you want to keep that forward. So as much as your leg will allow you. If you're tight internally in the thighs, this won't give you that range, but you want to have the back of the glute working quite hard. So that rotation, then we bring that knee in. So now it's parallel once again. And as we press, there's a rotation out to that end point, keeping the hip square. And let's go back again and pressing out. So nice rotation and simultaneously as we move that leg out and back in. And pressing out and in. And bring it back, press, working to the back of that glute. And bring that knee forward. And pressing out and back. So a lot of work for that glute, still pressing away and back, working to that hip and press and back in and extend that leg out and back. Last 4 and back in. 3 to go. Press and back and 2 and back in and last 1. Bring that leg in and lower it down. A lot of work for that hip there, that glute. Let's spin around, flip around. We're going to do the other side now. Still keeping that spine straight as we reset. Bottom arm is extended as a pillow. Knees are on top of each other. Move those feet forward so that you have a nice L shape. Knees are in line with the front of the feet. Or the feet are in line. So they're not bent there. They're all nice and in line. Keeping that spine straight so there's not a dip in that middle section of the hips where it gets to the ribs. So the bottom ribs are being pulled up a little so that these hips are nicely stacked right on top of each other. Keep the leg in that figured shape. When we push away, we're going to have that pointed foot, so a bit of calf work, not too extenuous, and I don't feel like you're pushing and hurting and cramping in that calf, but just that there is a tip of that foot. Lift that top leg off, keep it to the height of the body from the ground, and we slide that leg away, pushing out. Good. Going to get into the hamstring and that glute a little bit, and back in. And pressing out. Tracy supporting yourself with that top arm, which is fine. Just don't go anything into the shoulder. Don't want to seal anything. Get it too tight in that neck. And pressing out. And back in. Good work through that hip. And we're pressing out. Long extension. And back in. And extend out. Keep that length out the hip. Back in. And pressing out of that hip. Nicely in. Good. And pressing through. And back. And extend out that hip and in. Good work through it and press. Long extension out that hip and in and extend out. Working to that glute and hamstring. And we're going to press that leg away and back in. Last 4 and press and back. 3 left. Extend away and back. Last 1 and press. Keep that leg there. 3, 2, 1 and bend that leg in, lower to the ground. And we're going to do the same action. We're going to flex that foot, so we're going to lead with that heel. Nothing changes in the top half of the body, only inside that hip socket. Again, you've got a movement there. Top leg lift off. Keep that heel pointing out, so they're leading with the heel, flexing that foot back towards us, and let's straighten that leg out. Glute on the right side working well, and back in, and extend. Press that leg out, and back, and press. And in. As that weight gets forward, there gets to hold on hard there. Press and back. And extend that right leg away and in. Nice work. And press and back. And press and back. Good work through it. And press that leg out and back. And press and back. Good. Last 4 and back in. 3 and back in. Last 2 and back and last 1. Press that leg out, keep it there. 3, 2, 1. Bend that leg back to the starting position, lower that leg down. Now we're going to do the same as the other side. We're going to get a simultaneous rotation, so the leg gets pressed away and we turn those toes to try and face up to the ceiling. Don't go too much with it. We're going to start opening and folding that hip back. Lift that top leg up, flexing that foot. Let's straighten that leg and at the same time getting a twist. So we work really into that glute squeeze on the side and back in. And press that leg out, getting that rotation. Good, and back in. And extend that leg out, getting that twist. And back, nice, and work through it. Press, circle, yes. And back in. And extend, pressing out, get that twist. And back, last 5. And back in. 4 left, and open, and back, last 3, and back in, and 2, and back, and last 1, keep that leg there, 3, 2, 1, and bring that leg in, and lower that foot down. Good. We're going to spin around, we're going to sit on our glutes, legs are going to be straight, arms are going to be behind us. Good. Fingertips to face away, so we are supporting our shoulders and opening up that chest a little bit. Now keeping this lengthened position, we're going to start working to the hip flex a little bit. We're going to lift that left foot just off the floor. Good. And lower that. Now the position of our arms is going to help us keep our back straight, so we can really work into the hip flex and get a little bit high. Doesn't have to go too high, and lift the left leg off the floor. Keep the height nice leg out the quad and lower down. And lifting up and lower and lift and lower down. Good work for the leg, that's long weight away from us, and lift and lower down and lift and drop and lifting off and lower, last 3 and lower down, very good. Now don't lock those elbows, keep that chest open, last 2 and lower down, last 1, lift and lower down. I'm going to add a bit more movement to this. We're going to lift this left leg off the floor, left knee props up to the ceiling, so bending this left leg in, a lot of work, foot doesn't touch the ground ever. We straighten that leg out, so it's a long endurance work for you, bend this left leg in, and pressing it out, good length out, and keep that back straight, arms helping, and bend that leg in, and pressing out, and bend, and press, last 4, and extend, leg's going to work, and let's go 3, and out, and 2, and extend, and last 1, bend it in, straighten it out, and lower it to the ground. Very nice, still keeping the back straight, arm behind us, right leg's turn, with that right leg just off the ground. And lower down, working nicely into that hip flexor, and we lift, and lower. Good work, lifting up, and drop. Nice work, lift, and lower, and lift, and drop, and last 5, lower down, 4 left, and lower, last 3, and lower down, last 2, and lower, and last 1, lift, keep it there, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Now we're going to get those bending actions, foot doesn't get to do touch the ground for the entire sequence, lifting that right leg up, let's bend it in, foot floats up or about just above the mat, and extend out, and in, and extend, and back in, and reaching out, and in, and press, and in, and extend, and in, and press, very good, last 3, extend out, 2, and reach out, last 1, reach that leg away, and lower down. Now we're going to add a bit of changing in the feet, both hip flexors are going to work at the same time, left foot comes off the floor. Now once that foot is off, we're going to keep the leg straight, we're going to do a mid-air changeover. This foot can rest on the floor there, but I don't want to hear a thud or a thump, it's just a nice quick changeover. And switch, and change, and switch. Now these are tough. The legs don't want to be off the ground at the same time, so do lean back, but keep that back straight, and switch, switch, change. A lot of work for those legs to do it. Switch, switch, last 3, 2, 1, and lower both legs down. These are quite tough. A lot of work around those lower abdominals specifically, just around those hip flexors as well. And one leg comes off, and a quick switch, and change, change, switch, change, switch, change, change. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower both legs down. Quite a lot of work for that. Now we're going to prop ourselves up a little bit with our hands, almost like a ping pong, coming a little bit closer. We're going to lean or open up our feet a little bit wider. Good. We're going to bend our right leg. Good. We're going to place that left hand behind our head. Good. So it's now supporting our neck a little bit. So feel like you don't want to feel like you're locking that shoulder in. It's still open. Now we're going to twist over to the right side and back to center. Now if you want to make this harder, this arm moves further back behind. So if you want to work a bit more into the side obliques, you move this arm more back so that there's more for you to have to lift when you get good rotation. And twist to the side. Now we have those legs slightly open in the one leg bend, so that left leg can be a bit of a support lever just to keep that balance in that body. And back to center. And twist to the right. And center. Now the hips don't get to change, just in that torso. And center. And twist to the right. And center. Very good. And twist. And center. Last 3. And back. 2 left. And center. And last 1. Twist. And center. And lower the left arm down. Swapping legs now. Left leg bends. Right leg straightens. Right arm goes behind the head. Keep that left leg a little bit open for me. So there's a bit of a V shape. I don't want the legs perfectly in line. They are open. One leg is bent back. Then twist over to the left. And center. A nice twist from those obliques. And center. Again, you want more harder, that other arm moves further behind you. And center. And twist to the left. And center. Good work through it. And rotate. And center. Last 5. And middle. And 4 to go. And center. Last 3. And center. And last 2. And center. And last 1. Back to center. Straighten both legs. Both arms behind you. Bringing those feet into the center. You're going to bring those arms forward on top of the lap. I'm going to stretch that back a little bit. Just to lean a little bit forward. Getting your weight in front of those hips. Leaning into the feet. For nice lengthy 5, just to relax out the back. 4, 3, 2, 1, and sitting up nice and tall. We've got one more stretch, open those legs up to a V shape, and again, just a bit of a fall through, stretching out that back a little bit, keeping the weight in front. Nice, relax in it. For nice heavy 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring the weight forward. Good. Legs come together. We're going to turn around, go into our hands and knees, but then we're going to prop ourselves up so our knees are off the floor and we kind of have our toes again going onto our haunches. So just underneath up and then that's it. So a nice little compressed ball shape, and we're going to straighten those legs, holding onto those back of the ankles. So we can get one good stretch out of here. Keep that there for 3. Now straighten both legs. 2, 1. Let go of the shins and slowly restacking up. Good. Nice trace to rotate, face the camera once again. And we're going to start with a nice V shape in the feet. Now, if you're in the center of your mat, so tracing in the center, both legs will go up the same weight, or if you're at the one end, you just step up. We want to get a nice big V shape step within those feet. So open up those legs nice and wide, a little bit wider, a little bit wider. Good. Arms are going to extend out in front of us. Now when we bend the knees, I don't want us to get to a parallel position in the quad. Meaning, I don't want us to get to a position where we're in this deep squat and these legs they're going to be slightly angled. That's why we want those feet nice and wide. We never want our knees to end up above our toes. We want to end up too confined or above the ankle. We want to keep it nice and wide. This is going to give us a bit of a hip opener as well. Don't let the hips pulse to the back or leaning forward with the torso. Everything stays nicely above those hips. So you're going to bend those knees, they go out to the side. So it's a bit of an opener and a bit of quad work. So you'll see Tracy's got a nice angle. So if I had to put a ball there, it would roll down and wouldn't stay on top of her quad. Okay, keep that high. Shoulders as always are active, reaching out in front and standing up. Good work. And let's drop those hips. Don't go too deep into that flexion of the knee. Just a nice quad hold. And back up. And dropping down. Now the arms are going to stay long throughout this. They might get tired if we keep going with these, but do keep life in them and straighten those legs up. Bend those knees, drop those hips, and extend up. And drop those hips down, and back up. drop those hips, bend those knees. Good, keep that work through those quads. Back is nice and straight. And straightening up. And bend. And extend, pressing out those hips. Good work for those quads and bend. And straighten, very good. Let's do 4 more as a part of the work for warm-ups. And extend. And last 3. And extend up, nice straight back still. And 2. And straight. And last 1. Now keep that last one bent for a little bit. Now on the feet position, we're going to keep that squat, pressing into the toes. Let's lift both heels off. Good, a lot more balance required here. Lower those heels down. So as we go, we have a nice platform in the foot. We take that away, we go in toes. A lot of balance required. Using those arms, abs, holding on. Keep those heels up and lower down. So we're going to feel those work in those quads and those knee flexors and lift and lower down. Lifting off and lower down. Back is still nice and straight and lift and lower down. Nice and easy. Lifting up and lower and lift and drop. Good work through it. Lift and lower. Last 4 and drop and 3 and lower down and last 2 and drop and last 1. Lift those heels up. Keep it there. 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels down. And no movement. We're just going to keep the squat for about 10 seconds. Arms are still light. Might feel a bit of delta already working. 9. 8, also opening up those hips a little bit. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and standing up all the way. Lower those arms, bring those legs together. Good. We'll work a bit on opening up the hip now. So she's going to turn, face the window. She's going to step back from me here. Good. We're going to get quite a far lunge into this leg. Want to keep that leg straight. Don't want to feel like this leg's bending too much yet. Want to keep that kind of a V shape. Now we're going to be stretching that back calf. We want to keep the hips square so nothing opens. We're going to start pulling on that right hip flexor as well. So nice lunge forward. Once you're there, stepping up. Then we straighten both legs. Want to feel a bit of a pull to the back of that calf and on that right hip side. That right hip flexor is going to feel a bit of a pull. We're keeping that back up nice and straight. If you feel like you're going to fall, just make sure you're not doing this around anybody because then there's no proof. Keep that leg out that hip stays square. Good, so you really can feel that pull at the front of that leg. For 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to inch rolling this leg a little bit more forward. Now we can start bending that left knee a little bit. Now we want to try and keep that right heel down as much as we can. So it's not important how much even if we get no knee flexion in the front, that's fine. Want to keep that back, putting at the hip, but still keeping that torso up. If I lean forward now, I've taken away that stretch by keeping my back straight and my pelvis scooped a little bit. I can keep this nicely in locked stretching position. Keeping that pull for 4, 3, 2, 1, and last one. Keep that foot a little bit forward and bending it slightly, so really open up that, stretching up the calf in the back there. Keep that stretch out the back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and straighten that left leg and coming back to our starting position. So both legs to the left side, back. Now we swap legs. Right leg goes in front of us. First is a small lunge. Straighten both legs, keeping this left heel down. Nice work through it. Opening up that left hip socket. So we're opening up that stretch through those abdominals. Keep that leg nice and straight for now. 4, 4. 3 hips are square, back is straight, 2, 1. Creep that leg a little bit forward. And you can bend that front leg a little bit, but try and keep that left heel down. So those hips are open. Feel that stretch. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that foot a little bit ahead. And let's bend that right leg a little bit. Keeping that pull at the back of the left leg or front of the left hip. A little bit of stretching in the front of the hip. Keep the right knee slightly bent, keeping that heel down, stretching out that calf. For nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stepping back. Good. Now tracing into the face for us. Just one last little bit of stretching. Interlace those fingers behind the head. Good. We're going to tip over to the right side. Good. Keeping the weight on the right foot. First getting that bit of stretching in the side, then we add a twist to it. Want to keep these hips square, so you're feeling that rotation over the back. And keep that pull for 3, 2, 1. Now Tracy's going to start folding the body forward towards that right hip. Going to spin across and up to the other side, keeping in that rotational position first. So how do we want to pause there? We don't want to come up all the way. That's so we have time to set the hips into that square position so you can really get that pull. So with that torso being twisted already, by pulling that hip back, you're actually stretching or initiating the stretch from the bottom now, not the top. By pulling this back, this lever gets pulled from back. With that being forward, it's compressed. We're pulling that back, now we're stretching actually from the base. And then we open that up, and then we restack on top of those hips. So this must be a nice fluid action. You don't want to feel like I'm trying too hard or mustn't be any blocks. A nice twist. Once I've got that stretch, move all the way down across, keep that rotation, then untwist and up. I don't want to feel like we're rushing anything here. Let's go back to the left side where we just came from. So let's first over, and we'll get the twist. First twist, so you can reset these hips. Keeping that square for 3, 2, 1, and sliding forward, rolling that spine, stretching out that back, all the way to the other side. Keep the rotation though. Want to keep these hips square, that's what you want to focus on. Keep those hips square, keep that twisted, keep that rotation for 3, 2, 1, untwist, and then restack up. Good, go one more each way, dropping down right first to the right, where we came from. First there, 2, 1, then we twist, only from the torso, keeping those hips square so you can feel that pull from the base of that hip, or the base of that rib cage. 3, 2, 1, now collapsing forward, folding ourselves in, rotating through the hips to the other side, keeping that twist, but let's reset those hips, get them nice and square. Good, so we still got that rotation, keep that closed. For 3, 2, 1, untwist, and then we setting up the last one, back to the left side, tapping over. 2, 1, rotate first, square up those hips, get that pull from the base. 3, 2, 1, and collapsing forward, rolling into the front. Nice and smooth, get to the opposite hip, and twisting up a little bit, other way. That's it, keeping those hips square, keeping the rotation for 3, 2, 1, untwist, and sitting up nice and tall. We're going to end with the last little bit of neck stretching now. Keep the hand behind the head, drop the chin down, let the weight of the hands help with this. We're just stretching out the back of the shoulder blades. Knees stay relaxed, nothing too tight on those quads. Head is now heavy, just hanging forward into those toes, keeping that chin nice and loose. 3, 2, 1, and slowly up. So nice heavy head just hanging loose, and drop the chin, hanging heavy, weight in the toes, keeping the weight in front of those hips for 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly restacking up. Let's do 2 more. Deep inhale and tuck that chin, melting forward. Also focusing on that breath, wanting to calm the body down. Done a lot now, so just want to relax it. 3, 2, 1, and up. And last one, and tuck that chin, heavy up the neck, not through the whole spine, just that chin, keeping the weight in front. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly restacking up. Lower those arms down. And we are done. Well done. See you next time.